let's make lemonade. Okay. Let's go to work.
That's the signal! Go, 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 go! It's beautiful! Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to The Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive and Willis Automotive Detailing. Shake off that winter grime and get your ride cleaned up and refreshed at Willis Automotive. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushladio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, give this video a like, and, of course, leave your comments in the comment section. You can always call the show at 515-517-2303 and follow us on our social media channels. Ross Peterson, for the first time in your lifetime, you are watching a rocket go to the moon. Artemis is now on the way to the moon to go around it, not to land on it, but to go around it.
Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. I saw that somebody posted this morning. Hey, you can see the NASA live stream. It's got a really cool shot right now. As I went to YouTube and I pulled up the live stream. I even had some fun kind of scrolling back and looking through it. So whoever mentioned that, thank you. That was very cool. I'm sure that years from now, the fact that they launched that on April 1st won't have anything.
Look at you already started the conspiracy there. It was funny. Somebody wrote yesterday, do you realize
that didn't jump out at you?
I try to block April 1st out of my mind.
They very obviously were trolling folks like me. I'm not saying that there's not a rocket flying. They very obviously are trolling. Like, you have to laugh at some of this stuff. You gotta laugh at it. The whole moon landing thing is funny. It's a funny thing to think about because it will piss people off just by simply going, man, I don't understand how they got the shot of the thing going back off the moon, back up. Because even NASA says they had a 7-minute delay on the controls of that camera. So they just happened to nail the exact trajectory of that. That's odd. And people go, you're a moon denier. The U.S., you don't love America. I like to believe in our victories. You fucking idiots.
There was somebody on my Facebook page yesterday that wrote, if you're under the age of 53, what you're watching right now is amazing because the farthest we've been out in space is 250 miles. This is going 250,000, and everybody underneath going, are you sure we went the first time?
Say that again. Say that again. Let me say what you just said, and let's see if you pick up on it.
So the space shuttle and everything else in the International Space Station is no more than 250,000 miles or 250 miles away from Earth when it's out there. This one's going 250,000 miles.
Fun stats. Those are real things. The International Space Station sits at 250 miles from the globe. Kalen, if that helps you, because Kalen said, are you a flat earther too? Not yet.
No, he's not a flat earther.
Not yet, Kalen. Not yet. I don't think we live on a flat earth. I'm just not sure we live on a round one. See, it's fun. It's fun. It's fun to do. Do I mean it? Here's some fun stuff too, okay? Do you know when the Wright brothers' first flight was?
That was in North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yeah, so I'm going to say, God, I should know this based on my history, but I was it like 1917, 1922?
1903.
1903 was the flight, really?
And they flew 120 feet. About 12 seconds in the air, they flew 120 feet in 1903. And then in 1969, 66 years later, we landed on the moon. Okay. 1969 was now 57 years ago. So we're almost as far away from the moon landing as the moon landing was from the Wright brothers. If it, I think about those things and I go, well, that doesn't make any fucking sense. What do you mean we lost the technology? And the smartest people go, yeah, we lost the technology. What do you mean, like Jan Jensen lost McKenna Woliczko's phone number? You misplaced the notebook for a while? What are you talking about? It doesn't make sense. And but simply questioning it and going, hey, I'm not denying it. I just things that make you go, people go, "Hi, America. Can't you just accept our victories?" Sure. I just have some questions. The president of the United States had a live phone call with Neil Armstrong on the moon in 1969. And we took that and we broadcast that all over the world simultaneously. And even by NASA's own story, in a really weird way. A really weird way. We didn't actually give them the feed and let them, you know this, Trav? NASA broadcast that feed into a room, and the cameras around the world were allowed to shoot at that wall. That's my Artemis 2.
That's your alert?
That's the alert that they're changing the camera.
Yeah, going to the moon today seems a lot more plausible than it did in 1969. I'm not a flat earther. I've been in a plane, and I'm not a flat earther. I'm not a moon denier. I'm not a moon denier. It's fun to me to go, oh, this is odd. This is odd. It's fun to me to not have a political party. It's so much more fun to be able to go, oh, you're all idiots. Am I smart? No, I'm a DMAC dropout. Okay? I'm a DMAC dropout. I'm an idiot. But I'm smart enough to look around and go, well, these people don't have my best interests at heart. Nobody's looking out for me. So why would I support them? Why would I fight for people who would kill me and my kids? A wise man once told me that you should question everything. It's okay to question everything because it is, and this goes from politics to science to sports. Question it. You still may find the answer you want and you believe, but it's okay to go, oh, okay, let's question this.
Yeah.
I've questioned the moon landing probably more than anything. And that's because I watched a Joe Rogan podcast and I came out going, we didn't go to the moon. We did not go to the moon.
Remember when Kyrie Irving came out and said that he was a flat earther? And then later on, he had to come out and say, hey, man, I fell down a YouTube rabbit hole. Good on him. I've done that. I've fallen down a rabbit hole and come out and gone, oh, my world's shaken. There are reptilian hybrid overlords that are eating babies. Which I believe.
Do you believe in aliens?
Yeah, I think there's something out there that we don't see, that we're not aware of. There's all those orbs. I don't know what it is. I have no idea.
I mean, for how infinite space is, we would be foolish to think that there's not something else out there. I'm not saying they get here, but maybe they do. But I'd be foolish to go, space is pretty infinite. There's probably way more galaxies that possess life.
I'm a religious guy. You're a religious guy. You can't believe in just okay. I'm a religious guy. You can't believe.
You're more religious than me.
You can't believe in God and not believe in demons.
Oh, I would agree with that.
Tyler says, I'm not high enough for this convo. I'm not even high, Tyler. You should see me when I'm high.
By the way, happy Holy Thursday to everybody if you're a religious person. This is the holiest week of the year. You got Holy Thursday, Good Friday, Holy Saturday, then Easter Sunday. So a lot of you be going to church tonight, tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday, or one of those days.
Could be a big Easter. Could be a big Easter.
I think I'm going over to Muscatine for Easter. I think I'm going to get in a car on Friday and go over to Gretchen's house and spend Easter with those guys. Because, we're empty nesters now. Anjanette goes, we don't have anybody here, and they're all going to the east side of Iowa. Do you want to go? She puts it on me. What am I supposed to say? No. But now I'm like, yeah, we got nothing else to do. Let's go ahead and do that. So I'll be in Muscatine.
We usually get together and have a big egg hunt at Dad's house. We're going to wait until he's back home before we do that this year. So this Easter will be a little bit different.
Sutton's going to do, and Sutton's my granddaughter, for those of you who are just tuning in for the very first time. Sutton's going to do her first Easter egg hunt, Ross, on the field at Ole Miss. So they put 20,000 eggs on the football field, and she's going to go out and well, she's not going to, because she can't walk yet. She can't even crawl yet. So it's going to be mom and dad taking her around and picking up eggs on a football field. That's kind of cool. I mean,
it's cute. Yeah, it's fun. This the stuff you do as parents. You dive in. And don't, like, there are people that will be like, well, she's so little, she won't even remember. It's not for her.
It's for mom and dad.
It's for mom and dad. And by the way, it's to get into the practice of doing this and making this routine so that when she does finally remember it, it's not, oh, this is the first time. She'll have some familiarity. I want to give Abigail a little piece of advice. Obviously, this year, not Abigail, this is one to put in the hat for later. You and Will write this one down for Easter's future. Getting your kid to clean their room is a nightmare. Getting them to do things is hard. Videotape how quickly your kid picks up Easter eggs.
Oh,
in about 3 years. It's amazing.
It's like the Hunger Games. It's like you'll kill somebody for an Easter egg.
Your kid has athletic ability.
Where'd this come from?
Competitiveness, drive that you've never seen. Videotape it. And then when they go, hey, I need you to clean your room. And here's the thing. I want you to do it with this energy. It won't work, but good luck.
That's a good strategy. I wish I would have had that in my pocket, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. Look at you guys looking for Easter eggs.
Look at how quick you
clean your room with the same vigor.
The agility. How fat you knocked over this kid to get to that egg. Proud of you. Let's do it again. Break. I don't know. Good luck.
We got a busy show coming up in about an hour. Brian Duax from Central City Liquor is going to be joining us, and this is going to be a Thursday ritual. They're going to come on. Brian's going to come on each week and offer a Rush exclusive offer, and we're going to have a lot of fun with this. It's going to be only available Thursday through Sunday, that Rush offer on a bottle or maybe a case. It may be a lot of things. We were talking this morning. He goes, I don't want it to be bourbon every week. I said, I don't want it to be bourbon every week. There might be a hint of what it is this week, but there's a lot of tequila drinkers out there. There's a lot of vodka drinkers out there. There's some specialty gins. But every Thursday, you're going to get a special from Central City Liquors, and Brian's going to be joining us, and he's throwing a bonus on there for Rush listeners as well. So you're going to want to tune in right around 7:10, 7:15. And then at 7:30, Aaron Valitzko is going to be joining us. Aaron is the father of McKenna Woliczko. A couple weeks ago, Ross was asking, we talk about NIL a lot on here, and people only see it from the player perspective, right? I mean, how much is a player getting paid? How much is a university paying? But we forget that parents have to go through this, right? Parents are probably a pretty big influence when it comes to making a decision, looking at the numbers, or are they? And so, Aaron is the associate commissioner of the West Coast Conference. He's a former college basketball player. I believe he played at Pacific, but I think he can offer some pretty good insight on the whole, because it was down to South Carolina, Ohio State, Iowa. A number of universities were going after McKenna services. Was it NIL that put Iowa over the top? What was it that they were looking for?
Travis, I think that it's such a unique situation that he was not only a Division I athlete like McKenna's mom was, right? She played at Pacific as well, I believe.
Yep, she was a softball player.
But he's so involved. I mean, this is not helicopter parent thing. This is his world. This is the world he lives in all the time. I think he's got I'm interested to talk to him just about his involvement in that, what that looks like, how much things have changed, because she is she hasn't necessarily been. McKenna's been recruited during an interesting transition time in NIL. Things are still crazy. So that'll be fun to talk. I'm excited to talk to her. That'll be cool.
It's just a different perspective that most people probably don't get firsthand. And when we're able to do a long form interview, like a half hour, I think that makes it a lot more interesting and we'll get a lot more information. But again, Aaron Valitzko going to be joining us at 7:30 for that conversation. Yesterday, Northern Iowa, go ahead
with you and I.
Yesterday, Northern Iowa made it official. Kyle Green is the new head coach of the Panthers. Of course, he's got connections to Northern Iowa. He's a former assistant there on a couple of different stints. His son, AJ, played at Northern Iowa. He's been at Iowa State the last 5 years. On paper, Ross, and I saw Tyler, our resident UNI fan, loves the hire. I don't know if there's ever a fan that doesn't love the hire of a coach you bring in, but I've always had the criteria for the Valley. If you're going to hire for a Valley guy, and it doesn't matter if it's at Belmont may be a little different. Same with Murray State because they're fairly new. But these traditional Valley schools, Northern Iowa, Drake, Illinois State, Bradley, Indiana State, you look at those, and I really do believe you have to have an understanding of the Valley. Kyle Green has an understanding of the Valley. I think you have to have an understanding of the Iowa basketball base and the surrounding areas. I think Kyle Green fits that mold.
Certainly.
So when you look at that, you go, okay, this is about as good a hire as you could make when it comes to understanding, and he's been there. So understanding the program, understanding the Valley, understanding the recruiting landscape gives him, I think, a head start going into taking this job. It's not going to be easy, but it gives him a head start.
You've always been way more in tune with that thing of what it takes to be a Valley coach. But I think, as for guys like Tyler, you nailed it, man. It's not just, he's been an Iowa State assistant for a few years. His son is an NBA player. It's the UNI stuff, I think, that a guy like Tyler is most excited about. He has proven that he can recruit players to Cedar Falls. We see that he's a fantastic coach. Everybody around him seems to rave about him. But more than that, he understands those things that you just talked about. And he probably understands that stepping stone phone is going to ring thing too.
If you have success, yes.
Yeah, I saw somebody, and it was flying past, but it was Tyler who wrote Kyle Green equals stability. I thank you, Trav. And not that I don't agree with you, Tyler. And I hope that that's the case. I hope he's there for another 10, 15 years, and that'd be an amazing thing if this were a Hayden Fry to Kirk Ferentz type of handoff, which it could be. It also could be that he wins a lot of games this first year, and Colorado State calls and snipes him. And if that happens, that's okay too.
He's been a head coach before, but his head coaching resume is not that impressive. He was at Western Colorado for 1 year. He was at Lewis College for 2 years. He was at Wisconsin Eau Claire for 1 year. So there's not a great gauge on his head coaching performance. He didn't have a winning record. But I don't think that matters here. There's a lot of coaches. I mean, if you look at Kirk Ferentz at Maine, it's not like he had a great record at Maine. That doesn't mean what you're going to do at this next level. But you mentioned the stability. I think it's stability from a familiarity standpoint, meaning that you understand Northern Iowa, you understand the Valley, you understand the limitations. Where it won't cause stability is when you've been at the highest level, like Iowa State the last 5 years. You don't have to worry about winning a conference tournament just to get it in the NCAA tournament. And the more you're in that, and it took Ben 20 years to finally, make the jump. But I do believe a big part of it was, if I got to win the tournament every year, then it's time for me. My kids are gone now. I raised a family. That was the most important part. But if I want to have an opportunity to go from the first weekend to the next weekend to the next weekend, I got to get out of the Valley, or I'm just going to be stuck playing in the NIT or the Crown or whatever they want to. Well, they can't play in the Crown, but the NIT, right? And you're like, I want to do more than that.
Yeah.
And that's why if you have success at the Valley, enjoy it and hope they have success, and then understand that you might lose your.
First things first. Let's win.
Yeah.
Let's have fun. Have a good year. Did you see Tyler say that he's moving back into his old house?
Because he never sold it?
His wife never moved out. His wife never moved out, so he's moving back into
Hey, I'm
home.
going to take this job at Ames. Really? Okay, I'm staying here. I think
they made enough. I think they were doing okay. They could cover the double mortgage.
How many real estate agents think we're knocking on the door? Are you sure you don't want to sell? Are you sure you don't want to sell?
Do you want? I wouldn't be able to. There's an incestuous relationship, Travis, between some athletic departments and very specific realtors. I've heard stories about realtors going to press conferences.
No.
True story. I've heard this. And then you mentioned other people and they're like, oh yeah, that used to happen all the time. I've heard stories in Ames about a specific realtor going to the press conferences and then going to the coaches and saying basically, hey, I'm the realtor that helps all the coaches buy their houses. Not, I'm a realtor. I'm one of the realtors. No, man, you go in with all the confidence. You con man them. You go in and you say, I'm the one. Here's the paperwork. You guys sign here. I'm now your realtor, and I'm going to help you find a house. All right, here we go. Because when TJ Otzelberger got hired, my buddy was like, dude, Williams is like his best friend. You should have Williams hook you up with it. Done. It was done before I knew who TJ Otzelberger was. Another realtor had said, oh yeah, I'm the person. I'm the only one.
Remember when Hendo was hired at Drake and he was on with us? He was in his house up in South Dakota, and we would, hey, Ross is a good real. I think we got that taken care of.
Take a guess. Because there's a jersey hanging in the rafters at the Knapp Center who has a real estate license. No, again, that's not.
But
I don't look at that as like
relationships, right?
Absolutely. That good on those realtors. That's what that is. I'm not knocking it at all. That's real hustle to get there and to do that. I don't have that in me. I got the hustle in me. I don't have that. And the con man does not mean convict. It means confidence. And I don't have that confidence to walk up to somebody and go, hey, by the way, I'm the only one. My sales pitch is more like, hey, I'm going to be the best one to help you out. There's other options. Check them out. Hope you decide to come back to me.
You know what you need to start doing, Ross? Going to luncheons. You need to go to luncheons. Yeah. I'm being a little sarcastic there, but.
So I don't fault any of those relationships at all, but that's what, and Travis, that's a microcosm of the world. So many things have this behind the scenes thing happening to them. So many things. And that's how you get to conspiracy theories like, oh, well, because I've been lied to about all this other stuff that was right in front of my face, or misled, or didn't understand.
But if he never sold his house, but then you get back and say, hey, honey, we're making a lot more money. We're making a lot more money. And therefore, we can afford a new house. Yeah. So we can live here temporarily, but we can start looking at something a little bigger. You want a little more square footage? Want a pool? Want a hot tub? We could do that. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, so Kyle Green hired yesterday. A make sense hire. I know a lot of people want him to try to keep Seth Tuttle on staff. Ben Jacobson may want Seth Tuttle to go to Utah State. And Ben has he had it written into his contract, Ross. I think he gets like $750,000 for his assistant coaches. I promise you there's not going to be that pool of money at UNI. Hell, Ben Jacobson only made $700,000 as a head coach. So he's going to get $1.2 million at Utah State and $750,000 for an assistance pool.
The Tuttle thing, and Tyler's weighing in on this, but the Tuttle thing that I wondered about is, if he was that close to the head coaching job at UNI, is he going to be a candidate for other head coaching jobs? Man, I'm sorry, but Tyler writes in and says he ain't leaving Cedar Falls. The Deary ties run too deep. And I've heard something about that Tuttle's wife apparently is really, really well connected in the Cedar Falls area too. So,
hey, if you and your partner have decided your family is complete, it may be time to consider a vasectomy. At Urology Center of Iowa, they offer a no-scalpel procedure that's minimally invasive and performed by experienced specialists. Their team focuses on men's health every single day, providing clear answers and personalized care so you can make an informed decision. The procedure is straightforward, convenient, and done right here in the Des Moines Metro. If you're ready to learn more about your options, the Urology Center of Iowa team is here to help. Visit iowauro.com. That's iowauro.com and click Schedule an Appointment. Urology Center of Iowa. We see you. You know, you're talking about buying a new house. You know, it's big. Curb appeal is a big deal, right, Ross?
Oh.
Curb appeal is a big, big deal.
I saw a deal yesterday. One of our agents, my buddy Dan Douglas, signed a deal that gives him, I think, $10,000 in landscaping credit on the lot. That's a thing.
Well, we know $10,000 in landscaping credit. Coming up next, we're going to have Tanner from Liberty Lawn and Landscape Solutions tell you what you can exactly do with that $10,000. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job-ionaire, a front row tickets to every show-yonaire, a hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie-yonaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles-yonaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
When you work with a company like Mr. Electric that goes above and beyond and makes the customer their priority, that is just a real joy to encounter these days. It was a fairly complicated project and it was intimidating. They made it look so easy and they were very professional, very clean folks. They thoroughly explain what they're going to do. It's clear that they're experienced and that they know what they're doing. Having professionals out there that can do that for me, that gives me a lot of peace of mind.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
My name's Gary Presnell, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank in Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat, Norm. Norm knows basketball, but he doesn't know mortgage. And that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert. Please call me. I would love to help you.
Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
Brendan Santone here for Willis Cadillac. I'm bringing in March with some decent weather and some great deals on some 25s. We have two 25 XT5s left in stock, as well as two 25 Cadillac Lyrics available. Low APR, as well as great lease deals on all these vehicles. Come get one before they're gone. Stop in and see us over in Clive at Willis Cadillac, online at williscadillac.com, or just give us a shout.
Hi, it's Noel. If you're thinking about popping the question, start with a jeweler you can trust. At Fiscus Jewelers, we offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, featuring stunning engagement rings and rare and forever natural diamonds, pre-screened with advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together, and our CAD drawings are always free. And when it's time to say I do, don't forget the guys. We offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Iowa Lottery has Skybox tickets with complimentary food and refreshment at this year's Principal Charity Classic at Wakanda Club. The Principal Charity Classic happening June 13th through the 14th. Iowa Lottery VIP club members can grab non-winning Lucky Clover crossword scratch tickets and enter them into their account right now. If you're not a VIP club member, sign up today at iowalottery.com/VIP for your VIP golf experience. And don't forget, tomorrow is the Iowa Lottery Weekly Woohoo, your chance to pick up a $90 prize pack from the Iowa Lottery. We were talking about curb appeal, Ross, and you know, your client, or you heard about a client that had a $10,000 credit. That's a pretty good credit. So what do you do with that curb appeal? How do you make sure your yard looks good? How do you make sure you have the right hardscapes and softscapes? So we bring in Tanner from Liberty Lawn and Landscape Solutions. Tanner, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it, you guys.
I got to ask you if I screwed up, because now about 100 miles separates you and me. I mean, Ross is in Des Moines. I'm a little farther away. I aerated my yard in the spring. Was that a smart thing to do? Because he tore the shit out of my yard. I go out there, I'm like, because we haven't had any rain, and I'm like, yeah, I go ahead, because he was picking up my leaves and stuff like that. And he goes, can I aerate it? I go ahead. And After he got done, I'm like, you ruined my yard. Was that the right time to aerate?
I mean, most people do wait for the fall to aerate, but you know, if we're trying to get something seeded and they want to do something that's lower cost, you know, poking some holes in the lawn and doing a nice overseed is going to help those seed beds fall into some holes and not get washed away by these spring rainfalls. So
I didn't water my yard. Should I have watered right after he overseeded? Because it's pretty dry. It's good.
Yeah, I mean, these spring rains should take care of it here in the next couple of weeks. So we're getting some pretty good rain right now in Des Moines. So,
all right,
good.
So Tanner, let's get to know you a little bit, man. Where'd you grow up? Where are you from? How'd you get into this?
So I'm from Granger, Iowa. Okay. Born and raised. I live now between Dallas Center and the Grimes area, and that's kind of where the company's based out of. So really just the whole Des Moines Metro is our service location. I grew up in sports, wrestling, football, track, baseball, you know, you name it. I actually started landscaping with my dad since about middle school. He was doing, you know, side jobs and things his whole life. And so that's kind of how I started to get into it. And then I worked a couple jobs throughout high school and in college where I was working for some other companies, kind of running some things. So, yeah, right after college, I decided it was time to pull the trigger. It was now or never, and ended up not using the degree and ended up starting my own thing, you know. And
Typical.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I started with me and my old rusty truck and a little trailer and a little mower, and now we're rocking with about 4 crews and
very cool
machines and some
right.
fun things. So
we noticed the wedding ring. For kids?
No kids yet. I got married this last September. So
congratulations, man.
Yeah, thank you guys. Yep.
Wow. I'm going on 34 years this year. So you're in the fun time now. Well, for my wife, years 1 through 15 were miserable, but we're finally getting along. We're finally getting along.
As long as it's working now.
Yeah, as long as it's working now, that's all that matters. You know, we were talking about that curb appeal. What makes when you go in and look at maybe some softscapes or even some hardscapes, what makes the biggest most affordable difference for a house?
You know, we do a lot of different things. But when we're talking about curb appeal, especially like along the front of the home, you know, that's a lot of what we do there would be like the edging and the rocking, pretty plant setups and that type of thing. I mean, normally we don't do any like paver patio outdoor living areas in the front yard, but yeah. So, I mean, that big curb appeal deal, and that's, your most cost effective type of landscaping there as well. So, the best bang for your buck is getting a really beautiful setup of, the right edgers and rock to complement the color of the home, as well as some pretty plants. So
how often, Tanner, do customers call you with a very specific idea of what they want? And how often is it like, what I would do is I would call you and say, hey man, I know I need something. I don't even know where to start.
Right. And I'd say that's at least 75, 80% of it is like, hey, we just need some help. We don't know what to do. Cool. And it's like, okay, well, you called the right place. I'll come out and we'll take a look in person and we'll talk about different options before we even, send a quote out. Once, we're going to wait and we're going to get a plan ironed out to that you're going to love. So
I've got some Fiskars out in front of my yard. Now, Fiskars are kind of like a bush, right? But they're 30 years old. My wife and I were sitting out there the other day. I go, can we rip this shit out? And, should I rip them out?
I mean, I know exactly what you're talking about. And that's kind of the evergreen type shrubs, along the front of the home. And that was the big thing, like 20, 30 years ago. That was the trend. And nowadays, nobody knew how big those shrubs would grow right there along the home. And now they're, huge and having to cut them back every year. And I've heard of people calling them foundation killers because those things are, the root systems are so big, if there's a crack in the foundation, it'll grow into it. And so
look at him, look at his eyes.
we tear a lot of those babies out every year.
He's headed out now to start ripping the Fiskars out.
You just better get busy.
But see, that's something that the people listening may not know is that you've got these shrubs or bushes by your house, not knowing that. Yeah, I've got 4 really large pin oaks, right? They're beautiful trees, but the root systems go all the way to the street. I never thought, and I was looking at those Fiskar root systems, and I know digging them out is going to be hard. I never thought of them growing into the foundation. Oh, man, they're coming out.
So let me ask you, Tanner, with Fiskars, when you take those out, can you put does Travis have to remove the entire root system, or can you cut them under surface and put like a chemical on them to kill them?
Yeah. So that's usually the best way to do it is just, we usually dig down about 6 inches to a foot, cut them off real low. And really once you're down there at about a foot depth, you can usually cut out most of the root ball and pull it out. But yeah, I mean, if you are even just to saw it off a couple inches underneath the grade, and put some Tordon on it, that'll keep it from growing back. Yes. Then you just plant, something relatively near it. Obviously you can't plant it right over
because Tordon's going to kill that as well. And the Tordon's like purple, right? Or pink or something.
Yeah. And you spray it right on the where you cut it off, and that just eliminates any new root growth. So.
Wow. Yeah. Now besides landscaping, you also do mowing, correct? So
right. Yep. Yeah, we do plenty of mowing. We don't do fertilization. We have a guy that we recommend that's local around here. And the reason we do that is because, I feel for that, you need to be a master of that craft to really give customers what they're paying for. So he helps us achieve that. So I recommend everyone to him for that. But yeah, we do a lot of mowing.
And that way they can't yell at you if it's not green enough. It's like,
exactly.
It's not green enough.
Yes. And funny enough, yeah, we that's the way we started. We offered it and we did a fair job. I mean, I did my research and I knew what we were doing, but we just weren't, we didn't have the equipment and the technology.
You found somebody that was a little better, and
exactly.
Now that's your guy. That's
yes.
great,
and that just better serves our customers. So.
Have you seen the guy on YouTube that goes to like just dilapidated houses that are overgrown and cleans them up? Have you ever gone to a house and said, nah, I'm going to pass on this?
Absolutely. Yeah. Oh yeah. We've seen some pretty bad ones. Yeah. I mean, and so bad that, it wouldn't even take a mower. It would, take like a brush cutter on a skid loader. And, I try and tell them that and they say, ooh, that's, we don't want to do that. And I was like, okay, I don't want to blow my mower up over here on your front lawn.
Tanner, are those residential places people are living in that are in that condition?
See, and I think that they're usually a case is that they're vacant for
abandoned for a while. Yeah.
Right. And then someone buys it off the market or, moves into it and then it's looking for the help. So,
Tanner, I've got an investment property. Would you come over and look at the lawn? It needs a little care.
Yep.
No, exactly. I don't want to look at that. I don't want to look at that. I don't want to look at that.
I mean, we'll help you, but we got to help you the right way.
I mean, Tanner, I've got an investment property fixer-upper, but it's the one I'm living in. So you're going to...
Yeah, but your yard's
good. I totally
good.
Understand that.
So my yard, Tanner, I'm going to have you come over and look at it because I don't have a yard. I have a hill.
Mm-hmm.
I have a corner lot. The long side, the side of my home.
Retaining wall.
Dude, so expensive.
Yes.
Like that's my problem with looking at it. I've got 120 feet of, and it's this 8-foot tall hill.
Yeah.
I'm talking about 8,000 feet of retaining wall, man.
Yeah. No, it's they're not cheap, but one thing I will say on that is, getting them done by someone that's qualified and insured is gonna benefit you so much. I mean, it's gonna be a little bit more pricey at first, but going with someone like us that knows exactly what needs done. And
you'd save me the time, first of all, of me trying to go out there at nearly 50 and trying to do it's ridiculous. The idea that I have any clue of what I'm actually doing, I would make way more mistakes.
Yeah. And I would even argue that there's some companies that even, there's so many companies around, but everyone does some stuff differently. We do with our retaining walls, we actually warranty for 10 years. So that's, I've never seen another outfit that does more than 2 or 3 years. So that says a little something there.
We have a question coming in from our friend Corey, who owns Bats and Bugs. Can you
advertise it here on the show, by the way?
Yeah. So this could be some this could be some
there you go.
simpatico thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Can you repair damage caused by moles?
Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. We've done something like that before where moles had torn up like a good section of the yard, and they actually had the moles removed, and then I want to say we sod cut out the area that was all tore up. And then we regraded it, put a little bit more dirt in, and then resodded it with new sod. So, yeah.
So you don't want to take over the overgrown stuff. This is about connections now. Driftless Iowan says, send the properties my way. I love timberscaping. I just learned a new word this morning. I didn't know timberscaping was an actual word.
Driftless wants to become a subcontractor here.
Yes, he does.
We're about connections. Oh, man.
We're all about it.
Oh, that's good stuff. Well, Tanner, we appreciate you taking the time. And LibertyLawnSolutions.com is the website. You got a phone number real quick you want to give people?
Yeah, absolutely. My phone, you guys can reach at me at 515-729-3886.
Get on the schedule now because the mowing's going to start. And once the season starts, it's probably a little bit harder to get people
coming pretty quick. Yeah, probably about next week or the following we'll be mowing, I think. So
wow. Okay.
That's
we're gonna
crazy.
have to have you on again because next time, then instead of talking about Travis's bushes, we'll talk about mine. I don't even know what mine are called. I call them wedding bushes because for about a week they bloom these gorgeous little white bouquets, and then for the other 51 weeks of the year they're garbage.
Yeah.
Well, it's just an annual. And your annual happens to be a spring, and then it's just a regular bush-like looking tree. You only get to what you're supposed to do, Ross. Now, Tanner, tell me if I'm wrong.
I think you meant weed-like looking bush.
You're supposed to coordinate your foliage around there with other colors that come up at different times to accompany it. I have this purple bush by the Fiskars, right? Well, I need something else because it's bloomed right now. Well, those leaves are going to be gone, or the petals are going to be gone in a week, and I need something to come in after that. Am I right there, Tanner? Am I right?
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a good way to pair it. Yeah, definitely. And then there's also some stuff that, with hydrangeas or things of the sorts,
exactly.
that kind of rebloom and they keep blooming, So, but yeah, you're on the right track. Absolutely.
See, Ross. Yeah. You know what I've done over the last 34 years of my life? I've paid attention to my wife. That's what I've done.
Should we go back to that first conversation?
No, let's not go back to that first conversation. Let's not go back to that first guy.
Hey, I shouldn't talk. All I can say to Tanner is good luck and be good to each other.
Thanks for the advice.
All right. Thanks, Tanner. Appreciate it, man. We'll catch up.
Thank you, guys.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Tanner from Liberty Lawn Solutions. Go libertyLawnSolutions.com. Take care of your mowing. Take care of your hardscapes, your landscapes, all good stuff. So, it's that time of year.
729-3886. 729-3886. I wrote it down because I'm going to be calling him later.
And I bet Corey from Bats and Bugs is going to be calling him because not only because Corey's got a couple things. Corey may have his own moles in his yard, but let's not forget he gets rid of crutters. He's gonna go, hey, I got a guy.
I guarantee you that's what Corey was looking out for, because when he kills the moles, then people go, all right, so what do I do with that? And Corey goes, I'm the pest guy.
You need a lawn guy.
I got the pest out of there. Yeah,
this is how the economy keeps moving, folks. Am I wrong?
You're absolutely right.
It's how the economy works. And it's all based on relationships.
Yeah. I mean, would you rather have an economy based on insurance or an economy based on labor?
Labor.
Yes, is the right answer. You paused for a while. I was nervous that you were going to get the answer.
I want to make
wrong.
sure I say the right thing for Ross, but I know it's labor, but I don't.
Felt like I was in the lane, threw the ball up for the alley-oop, and you were going to pass it to the corner.
Oh, no. He goes, no moles in my yard, brother. That's from Corey. Corey's got moles all over central Iowa. So Corey's going to be like, okay, Tanner, I need you in Perry to resod this mole hole.
Got to pay the troll toll if you want to fix the mole hole.
Knock on wood, I don't think I've had moles in my yard. Have you had moles in your yard?
No.
No.
I don't have enough flat space, dude. I don't know if they don't like the hill. Maybe it's too much of a difficult.
Yeah, the moles dig and they're like, this is a
50%
grade. I'm working way too hard. You know what we have, and I don't know who to get for this. So my father-in-law lives in Persia, right? I've never taken you out to the pond to go fishing.
No,
I mean, it's a 3.5 acre pond. It's a beautiful thing, but it's high right now. You know why? The fucking beavers. The beavers
yeah.
And what happened? Bob's 80 years old. He can't go clear a beaver dam
anymore. Yeah.
And Owen's like, Grandpa, I can't. Before he could get down there and pull stuff off. Well, it's so high now. Owen's like, if I get down there and move it, I'm going to get sucked in, right? So I think they're going to have to get like a backhoe or an excavator to go out there and move it all. But the beavers they're Corey, do you get rid of beavers? And if you get rid of and can you get rid of a beaver? Or do beavers just find the water and they keep coming back?
And they're tough little buggers, dude. That up in Wisconsin where I go camping with my cousins up there.
Hold on. Driftless Island is likes to cut down timber and he goes, dynamite, kiddos, dynamite. I'll call Wade from the Iowa Fireworks Farm and say, Wade, I need a special order. What? You looking for a cake? No, I'm looking for a stick of dynamite. Can you help me out?
Do you think that's how you get that?
Where do you get dynamite?
I don't know. And is that a specific? Okay, all right.
And do I got to be licensed? I want to hook it up and go.
You want the plunger? You want the Wile E. Coyote plunger?
I want the plunger, man.
Travis, you buy that on Acme.com. That's an easy one. I know the Acme.
Where do I find dynamite? And is it still in sticks with a fuse? I don't know.
Do you just buy dynamite, or is that a term for like, you know how like oh man, I'm drawing our blank with our fireworks guy. You just said his name. I'm so sorry. Wade. Golly, I had Drew in my head. With Wade, is that like M80, M1? You know what I mean? Those are the big firecrackers.
Yeah. When I think of a big explosive, I was growing up, the M80 was always it, or a silver salute, right? And they're like, well, an M80 is such percentage of dynamite. Corey's freaking me out here, though. He goes, DNR has to be involved to remove a dam. Bullshit.
Did I say Persia? I meant Sigourney.
Yeah,
that's where the farm is.
Not Persia, Pisgah. Pisgah.
Yeah, Keokuk. If you're looking for the beaver dam that we're blowing up, it's in Keokuk.
Yes. Oh, God.
The DNR. Okay. Now, Corey, is that just an Iowa thing? Because what I was getting ready to say is when we go up to Wisconsin and we fish up there, my cousin's got a huge couple 100 acres, right? And there's a couple of streams that run through it, trout streams. Then the beaver dams build up and it causes some reservoirs. And so that's one of the things that my cousin and the guys on that land are constantly doing, or disrupting these beaver dams to allow those trout streams to continue to flow.
Yeah, because right now my father-in-law's pond is way higher than it should be. I mean, it's ruined the dock, everything.
You know what tannerite is? You didn't make a reaction there, dude. Oh, buddy. Do I get to I'm going to send you down a tiny little rabbit hole, super easy to watch. You're going to be really entertained today, okay? Since you didn't know about it, I'm going to guess we have a portion of our audience that's never heard about tannerite.
We just had Tanner on. Tanner was right. So it's tannerite.
See what he did there?
Yeah.
Dude, tannerite is like dynamite on steroids.
On steroids?
Travis, it's incredible. There are videos on the internet of guys killing wild boars. So they'll put a bunch of feed out, and then this tannerite is an explosive. Now, it has to be hit with a high impact. So basically, you put this block of this substance out, and then when it is shot, so from a distance, then you get a rifle and you shoot the tannerite. It has an explosion that is crazy. Crazy. It's not a bomb, doesn't like, but it's an explosion like a dynamite or an M80. The videos that are online, like the one with the hogs, Travis, it sends this 100, 200-pound hog 300 feet into the air. There's one where these guys fill up an old fridge with it, and they shoot the fridge, and the door from the refrigerator almost kills them. Comes flying back at them in like 900 miles an hour. It's incredible. If you just go
beautiful.
It's like Danny McBride. It's like Danny McBride. You, at some point, and maybe even during the top of the hour break here, just look up tannerite and go and hit video, and you will see something. You'll be like, holy cow. I'm seeing guys are saying you can buy it at Shields and Fleet Farm. I'm blown away by that I didn't mean that.
You didn't mean blown away?
That surprises me that you're able to buy it, because you see these videos and you're like, holy cow. But it would blow up a beaver dam.
But it might do other damage to because that water's got to go through a tube into another creek, right?
Yeah, it'd blow up all sorts of stuff. It'd be fun.
Tyler was like, Travis has an idea in his head for the weekend. No, I'm going to Muscatine. Though I may plant the idea as we're driving to Muscatine with Bob and Fran and go, hey, you heard of tannerite, Bob? What we're going to do, we're going to go to Shields, get some tannerite. Then we're going to go about, as far away as we can and fire a gun at it.
Watch the videos before it's wild.
How'd you learn to do this? I watched YouTube.
Same way I learned we never went to the moon.
Yeah. Folks, we find ourselves funny. So as long as we find ourselves funny, that's all that matters. All that matters. We were talking about coaching moves with Kyle Green taking the UNI job. Bill Self has announced that he will return to Kansas for the 26-27 season. Rossi feels renewed with clarity and support from the administration. That support from the administration always the big key. Meaning, Bill, how much money do you want to spend? You have an open checkbook. Go get the players you need to compete for a national championship, right?
coaches like Bill Self, and there's a very small portion of the coaches that get to play these games. I mean, and I'm not saying that I shouldn't say it like that because it downplays the fact that Bill Self is towards the end of his career, right? I mean, at any minute he could do the Greg McDermott and say, "Hey, I'm done for a little while."
Because he's 63 years old. He's got more health problems than Greg McDermott does. Greg McDermott did an interview yesterday and said, "Hey, if I get the itch to do it again, I'm going to do it again."
Yeah, which we all thought that when we saw. And with Bill Self, very few coaches can do this thing where they go, "Hey, I'm thinking about leaving. And if I walk away, I don't know what that means for you guys, but you could probably convince me to stay." Bill Self has earned that right, and I don't fault him for doing it. I'm glad he's coming back, quite frankly, because the guy is a really good basketball coach. So, anyway, I'm not surprised at all that he's coming back. That seems right. He's still got that competitive fire.
Berger says, UNC is on the clock. Are they? Or do they have to wait till the Final Four is over? Meaning one of the coaches they're targeting is in the Final Four, Dusty May. So, I mean, you're right, UNC's on the clock, but the reason it's probably been pretty quiet, because maybe one of their targets is playing this weekend in Indianapolis. Just an idea, just a thought that's come out of my head.
Sean, maybe that's like they're on the clock like the NFL has the first pick in the NFL draft is on the clock as soon as they know they're the first pick. But they can't actually make that selection until draft day. And for UNC, I think Travis is right. Draft day comes next Tuesday.
Maybe
May loses on Saturday.
Yeah. It's whenever that coach loses.
Yeah, that coach.
515-517-2303 is the number to call. The phone lines are open. Coming up in hour number 2, Brian Duack's going to be joining us from Central City Liquors. We've got some fun with you on Central City Liquors. Also, Aaron Valitzko going to be joining us at 7:30. We're going to be talking some NIL, what that's like for a parent. I think this is going to be an enlightening conversation, folks. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job-ionaire. A front row tickets to every show-yonaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie-yonaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles-yonaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery, you can change your life for life. Play today.
At Iowa Floor Covering, we believe great floors start with great service. Whether you're looking for a plush carpet, durable LVP, timeless hardwood, stylish laminate, or beautiful tile, including custom tile showers, we'll help you find the perfect fit. No pressure, no pushy sales tactics, just honest guidance from a team that listens. DIY Weekend Warrior, we've got the products and advice to set you up for success. Iowa Floor Covering, floors you'll love from people you can trust.
There are a lot of reasons to want a self-driving mower from Iowa Mobotics.
Being automated gives me more time to do my hobbies.
I travel so much for work that I don't have time to take care of the lawn, but I still care about how it looks.
And I'm just lazy. Gives me time to work in the wood shop instead of spending it on the mower.
It works in my schedule.
And I just really hate doing it.
No matter your reason, with Iowa Mobotics, spend less time mowing, more time living.
Start spreading the news, cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Hi, I'm John Linares with Willis Lexus, and I've got some exciting news on this beautiful March day. Lexus has extended their low rates of 2.49 and 3.49 on all hybrid models. And whether it's your first time leasing or your 10th time leasing, Lexus has an added value for you this month, and they're covering your first payment. And last but not least, it's that time of year where we need to say goodbye to our 2025 models. We have 4 remaining in stock with huge savings. Stop in and take a look at our inventory or visit us online at willislexus.com.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vent, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive and Willis Volvo Cars. Huge savings on remaining 2025 models with discounts up to $13,000. Start your buying journey today at willisauto.com. If you're listening on the audio stream at therushradio.com, the Rush Radio Android app, or the TuneIn app, thank you so much. Watching on YouTube, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Give this video a like. And, of course, leave your comments in the comment section. You can always call the show at 515-517-2303 and follow us on our social media channels. We got a Facebook, we got an Instagram, we got an X account, we have a TikTok account. So go ahead and follow us there. It's great to have everybody with us each and every morning. Do us a favor, if you know somebody who might like the show or might not even like the show, go ahead and call. Yesterday, Ross, somebody commented on, I put up a short on YouTube, and they're like, Travis, nobody cares about John Higgins. Nobody in the state of Iowa cares about John Higgins. Nobody. Stop talking about him. And I'm like, are you sure about that? Because you need to go back and watch the entire interview. I thought yesterday's interview was pretty enlightening, and he was critical of the officiating the NCAA tournament, and you got an honest answer out of John. It wasn't defending officials by any means.
He's candid. He's honest. He tells you the things you don't want to hear that are true. Like for us, conspiracy theories. When John Higgins stands up and says, "Hey, they don't call the game the same at the end that they do at the beginning," you go, "Yeah, he said it. He said it." And then he goes, "And you wouldn't want us to." The one thing he did say to us yesterday, Travis, the Dan Hurley thing with the coach, when he said that was AI, I thought he meant that the video of them confronting each other was completely AI, and it's not. I mean, like yesterday, Dan Hurley addressed it. They talked about it. There's now multiple angles that you can see of what I do. I think it's a headbutt. I mean, Dan Hurley all jacked up and a coat off his thing, running
it's
head
the
first.
coat off the thing that it's like, put your coat on.
All
man.
the things. It's who he is. That's what. If that had been Ben Jacobson doing that, we'd all go, "Oh, it was Dan Hurley." We all went, "Yep, that's the dude that we've watched. He's crazy, headbutting an official after he just almost won a game. What are you, jackass?" But that's the one thing that John said when he said, "Oh, well, it's AI." I think he kind of misspoke in that moment just because he had talked to the official who said nothing happened.
Yeah.
That to me was the real key of what John said. Like, yeah, I talked to the official and said, "Hey, why didn't you tee him up?" And he goes, "What are we even talking about? What do you mean?" He goes, "Well, there's a video out there of Dan Hurley headbutting." He goes, "There is?" So he didn't see it in that fashion, and I thought that was kind of a cool. He's such an. I love the fact, Travis, that he comes over to your house, sits in there, and answers our questions, and he's honest with us about it. It's great.
Did you see the price of FIFA tickets? You know, FIFA is now in charge of the resale of the World Cup tickets, and they're charging 15% to the buyer and owner of those resale tickets. So they're astronomically expensive. Ross, after a glitch, they went back on sale yesterday. The top ticket that FIFA is offering for the World Cup, $10,990. Let me repeat that again for a World Cup game. I don't care how big of a sports fan you are. That's ridiculous. But it is an open market, and if you can sell it, you can sell it, right? It's whatever you want to put that value on. $10,990. Category 2 ticket, $7,380. Category 3 ticket, $5,785.
Wow. Do you know what the lowest ticket price is?
I don't. All I know is that at Scareaway Cancer last year, we sold a World Cup package to Kansas City. It included 2 nights hotel, 2 tickets to the game, and you got into like this area where it provided free food and beverage. That whole package, so 2 nights hotel, 2 tickets, and it wasn't a premier package, but it was one of the side tents where you could go get something to drink and something to eat. It sold for like $4,500. And I'm like, you got to, with the resale of the way that I go, you just got a really good deal. Really good deal.
I'm seeing a lot of like, man, FIFA is so corrupt. Tyler, corrupt as fuck. All right, so let's play a game. Because we'll all agree that seems corrupt, right? $10,000 for a ticket to get in the game, that seems corrupt. What's corrupt about it? The price?
Well, to me, is it corrupt? Because Super Bowl tickets probably go just as high, right?
Now you're getting there. There you're getting where I was going here.
Yeah. I mean, it is, you can set a price. You don't have to buy it, and the price will adjust to sell said ticket.
First of all, I do agree that FIFA is incredibly corrupt. Incredibly corrupt. And in some way, these ticket prices are a part of that. I don't know how to make those connections because I'm too stupid. But I think that there's something that there's a line to draw between those two things. So then let's just take FIFA out of that equation and play some word substitution. You mentioned the Super Bowl. Let's just stay in the NFL. Do you know that later this year, do you know what happened in Australia yesterday with the NFL?
No.
Okay, let me tell you. So the Niners and Chargers are going to play, or Niners and Rams, I'm sorry.
Yes.
49ers and Rams are going to play in Melbourne later this year.
Which no coach is happy about this, by the way.
100,000 people are going to be able to be in attendance at that NFL football game. 100,000 people in Melbourne. General public tickets aren't on sale until next Wednesday, but MCC members, I'm assuming that the Melbourne, it doesn't say what MCC stands for. Obviously something with Melbourne. MCC members and some corporate presale packages were available today, meaning yesterday, Wednesday. The queue for MCC tickets was over 80,000. So just for before it goes on public sale, the pre-sale to the private group was 80,000 people in line. They went on sale at 10 a.m. Fans were in for a rude shock when they finally got to buy tickets. This is the NFL. A reserved seat near the back of the top deck, one of the worst seats in the 100,000-seat stadium, is selling for $350, while the first level seats were going for over $600, and the prime seats at level 1 around the $900 mark. These prices are on top of the annual membership fees. Meanwhile, a series of corporate packages also went on sale that were retailing for over $2,000 per seat. So I guess if we're going to say it's corrupt for FIFA to have $10,000 tickets, now let's have a conversation about what's the number that makes it corrupt.
Well, I mean, people may not like a price of a ticket at Casey Center, right? And let's just say, and if you talk to Chris Conley, it's like, hey, if you have to do a guarantee, you have to sell said number of tickets to make sure that you hit that guarantee for said club, and also you make a little bit of money. So it's all dependent on what the guarantees are, what the contract says, all sorts of things. The FIFA thing is the resale ticket. So you probably have a fan that resold this to FIFA and said, this is what I'm asking for it. Well, FIFA's going, okay, well, we're charging 15% handling fee on that, so that's going to bring it up to said mark. So, all right, we've been talking about Central City, or go ahead.
Yeah. We'll get it. Like I said, there's other examples of the IOC is very corrupt. I just got to think about the Masters.
All corrupt.
$26,000 if you want to go to the Masters.
They're all corrupt.
So glad to have you all on board.
All right, so we've been talking about Central City Liquors.
We're
starting something new here on Thursday.
This is cool.
We're gonna have and Brian's in the retail store. Usually he calls us from the warehouse.
Oh, he's in the okay.
He's in the retail store. Brian Duax joins us now on the Rush Radio Show.
Hello, gentlemen. How are you?
Doing wonderful. What is that little black label up on the corner of that Maker's Mark?
That would be bottle 159 out of 246.
Wow. Okay. So what we're going to do every Thursday now is we're going to have an exclusive offer for Rush Radio listeners. And we're going to add a little something on the back end of this too. So we're starting out obviously with bourbon this week. So what bourbon is this? I think I know which one it is. And what's the deal exclusive for, and I believe we're only running this special Thursday through Sunday, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So the deal is when we got this barrel, when me and Ross picked this barrel out, we brought it in and we put it at a fair markup of $69.99. That's us making basically $10 a bottle. For Rush listeners only, today through Sunday, it's $59.99.
Nice.
And let me tell you all, this is one of the best bourbons I've ever had. I've got a bottle upstairs, and I remember when Ross bought me a bottle, brought it here, I had it, and I'm like, this is really, really, really good bourbon. So are we doing this, Brian? Meaning that you got to come up and take it off the shelf. If you don't say you're a Rush listener, you're paying $69.99.
Correct. And the added bonus, if you come in, say you're a Rush listener, and you buy something, doesn't matter what it is, can be this, can be whatever else. Give us your email, your phone number on the back of your receipt. Next week, I'm going to do some drawings while we're on here.
That's awesome.
Could be for something like this.
That's a Weller.
Dude, you got that delivery yesterday. We talked about it.
A drawing for a free bottle of Weller?
Not free, just the opportunity to purchase it.
The opportunity to purchase is a way. Okay.
So these are probably the two things we're going to get rid of next week. So this, Todd and me got a barrel last week. We got about 5 hours notice. I sent out a tweet. Todd sent out an email about 9. By 10:45, 11 o'clock, 27 cases were gone.
Holy cow. One of my buddy TJ was one of them because we talked about it yesterday. He sent me a text right away. He's like, dude, I got one.
Yep. But me and the Todd father, as always, we save some things for special occasions, for rainy days. This is a rainy day. So we have a few left, not for public consumption, for me and Todd father to hand out to whoever we want to. But we figured we'd throw one out there on the Rush Radio and see what happens.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much, Brian. All right, so that other bottle that you pulled up, you're going to have to tell me, does that say Old Fitzgerald?
Gerald, 7-year-old. Yep. So it's another harder to get bourbon that we've accumulated some of that now we want to help sell.
Okay.
Nice.
So
nice.
Yeah, I think it'll be really fun for myself and the Todd father to come up with something every single week to sell, and then try and get repeat customers. That's the whole name of the game. We don't want somebody to just come in and buy Weller when we have it once. We want them to come in forever. Instead of going to Hy-Vee or wherever, we want them to come here.
So we're getting some questions. Can they enter every time they come in? They'd be like, how many entries? So every time you come in and say, hey, I'm a Rush listener, and just fill it, so you can have more names in the hat, right?
next week, I hope I have a 5-gallon bucket full of names.
That would be
Me
well,
too.
so do we.
That we're drawing.
So do we. So do we.
I hope you've got names to pull from. That's what I.
Yes. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. And I think this one will definitely entice people. This one is
Yeah.
also really good and will entice people. But what I don't want to do, like Travis said earlier, is I don't want to pigeonhole people to bourbon. If you are a Rush listener and you come in and you buy something and you fill it out, and then all of a sudden you want something different, me or the Todd Father will work out something super special for you.
I like this.
See?
Irish wrote in. I'd never heard of Old
I think it'll be
Fitzgerald.
fun. I think it'll be
He
good.
actually wrote. He thinks Old Fitzgerald's better than the Weller. It's personal taste, but
There's a lot of really good bourbons. Yeah, there's a lot of really good bourbons that don't have the hype. Like right now, Buffalo Trace is the masters of supply and demand. There are plenty of good bourbons that aren't named Buffalo Trace or Weller or Pappy Van Winkle. There are tons of them, but supply and demand draws the market. It drives it.
I just saw this Pappy
Go
thing.
ahead.
Oh, no. Never mind. This was an April Fool's Day joke. I saw something yesterday that Pappy and Coca-Cola were going to team up to sell Pappy Van Winkle bourbon and Cokes. And I remember thinking, like, who
We
in the
love
hell would
to.
ruin Pappy?
We love to when we get bourbon people in the store, we'll be like, "Hey, do you got that bottle of Pappy that we can mix with 7-Up?" And you should just see their reactions, just to mess with them, just because we like to have fun.
For people that don't know, that'd be like saying, hey, can I see your Mickey Mantle rookie card? I want to make my bicycle make noises.
Yeah, yeah. Put it on the old tire. Yeah.
So before we let you go, I know when you sold the Weller, it was a 1-bottle limit purchase, right? You could only buy one. So stories from Central City Liquors. Did you and the Todd Father catch somebody trying to buy a second bottle?
So me and the Todd Father did not, but Dana and Todd's brother is now working for us part-time. So Dana helped a customer up a bottle. Customer side, put it in his car, came back in. Dana, but
Oh
Todd's
man,
brother
You're
Jerry.
like fragmenting on us.
Your
dude.
internet's horrible in the store. It's great. It's great in the.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. Let's
So,
do
yeah,
it again.
Can you tell us that story again? I'm sorry.
All right. Let me know if I'm breaking up again. So a guy came in, bought 1 bottle, went out to his car, put it in his car, came back in. First time he bought it with Dana. Second time he tried to buy it with Jerry. Jerry is Todd's brother. Dana then informed the Todd Father, hey, this guy's trying to break the rules. And you all can guess what happened next. He didn't get the second bottle. The Todd Father made sure he didn't get the second bottle and let this gentleman know that, hey, just play by the rules. Don't be a dick.
Yeah.
That's a new shirt. Don't be a dick. The Rush, the Rush is Travis and Ross.
I love it. Don't be a dick. That'd be a good thing. Good thing to wear around. It's perfect.
No,
Don't
and I
be
do
a
think
dick.
I do think in addition to the weekly specials, we could do some Central City stories of the week. The Todd Father just told me yesterday. This didn't happen at Central City, but this happened down the street at the muffler shop. Pete, the owner of the muffler shop, let somebody come in to use the restroom. All of a sudden, Pete can't find the guy. Guy is outside hot wiring his wife's Jeep.
You can still
Pete calls
hotwire a
the
car. You can hotwire modern cars.
Apparently. Pete calls the cops.
Jeeps.
Jeeps. Guy gets in the Jeep, takes off. Long story short, he ends up at the hospital. The cops are chasing him through the hospital parking garage. They can't find him. He comes running out. Pete gets out of his Jeep. Guy then jumps into another Jeep, steals it, is driving down East 14th, rolls it 8 times, and there you go. He ended up in jail. But that's
I
the
saw the
stories
video of the
Central City.
dude rolling. I saw the video of the dude rolling the Jeep.
That was the guy
White
who
Jeep.
used. Yep.
Yeah, white Jeep. He plows through a telephone pole and then rolls it through an intersection on Southeast 14th.
Yep. That's him.
That's amazing, Brian.
Hey, if this happens at Central City Liquors, The guy's going to the hospital, but not for stealing a car. He's going to the hospital because he's damaged goods.
Here's what I thought you were going to say. If this happens at Central City Liquors, we get to play the security footage on the show.
Yes,
I have one. Next week, remind me. I will show you. So it was Christmas Day 5-6 years ago. I don't remember the exact date. It was Christmas Day. I came down to count the money, do what I do at the store after we open presents. All of a sudden, I have a cop knocking on my door. What can I help you with? There were two gentlemen running from the cops with about $10K in cash and a bag of Coke. They hit the telephone pole right in front of Central City, rolled the car into Central City's parking lot, basically, got out and ran and stashed the shit behind my building.
You had a pound of Coke behind your building?
And $10K. I didn't know anything about it until the cops showed up.
Okay, do me a favor. Send me the video file because I can play it easier from here, and you can talk about it as you're going on.
I'll find it as soon as we hang up.
All right, folks. So here's the deal. You go to Central City Liquors either today, tomorrow, Saturday, or Sunday. The exclusive Rush Radio offer is the Maker's Mark barrel that Ross and Brian picked out. It's for $59.99. If you don't mention the Rush Radio, you're paying $69.99. And I'm telling you, it's a really good bourbon. If you go to Central City Liquors and you don't want a bourbon, that's fine. If you buy a gin, you buy a vodka, buy a 12-pack of beer. I don't care. Give them your name. Tell them you listen to the Rush. And then you're going to be entered for a drawing, which you may get a really good price on that Weller next week.
Yep.
Just
or
saying.
the old Fitz.
Or the old Fitz.
I love how nefarious our audience is because right away Timmy T-Backs goes, strange that the cops never found that Coke.
What happened to it after they got here? I don't know.
Driftless says, dude, gotta walk the properties twice a day.
What was worth more, the 10 grand or the pound?
I would guess the pound, but I don't know that answer.
Yeah, I don't know.
Street value of a pound.
I don't do Coke, so I don't know.
Well, good for you. I'm proud of you.
Yeah. All right, Brian, good stuff. We're glad we're doing. I think we're gonna have fun with this over the weeks to come and coming down. But we're gonna give a weekly special. Hold on, Ross has found a pound of Coke. How much is a pound of Coke?
Oh my God, we're in the wrong business, boys.
Aaron Valitzko's on. He's waiting in the studio. He's like, what am I getting into? What am I doing?
Aaron's looking for the disconnect button on his.
I'm not doing this interview.
Come on down to Central City, Aaron.
Yeah. When you're in Des Moines, as you're coming over to see McKenna play, we'll get you to Central City there, Aaron.
So Tyler took a guess at $100K.
The internet just said $22,000 to $50,000 for a pound of cocaine. Holy cow.
Wow.
Leave the Coke, take the cash.
That's what I'd have said.
Yeah, that's it. Leave the Coke, take the cash.
I know what to do with the cash. I would.
All right, Brian. We'll see you
guys.
next week. Everybody get to Central City Liquors this week.
Come on down.
All right. We'll see you later, buddy.
Take care. Bye.
All right.
This is a fun promotion. That's
Yes.
super cool, man.
I did tell him, I needed to temper expectations with Brian. I said, hey, if a lot of people don't show up week one, don't give up on it. Because some people get, people give up, like, oh, it's not working. No, it takes time. It takes time. We do want to thank Driftless Iowa. He sent us $30, a half a bottle for Travis and Ross. Driftless, thank you so much. You didn't need to do that.
Driftless said earlier he's looking to buy land down in Missouri near the Ozarks. So, and you absolutely can use Gary Presnall for that loan, Driftless. He's licensed to do mortgages and loans in all 50 states. If you call me, I can help you find somebody down there. I'm not licensed in Missouri, but I can help you find somebody down there.
But it would be easier to have your financing with Gary and just move forward with that.
Yeah, Gary will help you out with that. That'd be great.
Speaking of Gary Presnall, he is a mortgage banker with Northwest Bank, and he offers loans in all 50 states. VA,
I didn't
FHA.
know that was the read that was coming, by the way.
You didn't know that was the read that was coming? That was a great transition. You're a master at this. I was mentioning the loans he offers: VA, FHA, IFA, first-time buyer loans, conventional and new construction loans. All approvals are done locally by Northwest Bank. He can get you pre-approved in 30 minutes or less, after hours during the week or even on weekends. He's the state of Iowa's top-producing mortgage banker for the past 8 years. Gary Presnall. Call him at 515-975-6767. When we come back, we're going to have a fun interview, I hope, if he doesn't disappear after all our cocaine talk.
So sorry.
And Aaron Valitzko joins us next on the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Game on, keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you my dream job is no job, you know. Front row tickets to every show, you know. Hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie, you know.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles, you know. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
Woohoo! At Willis, we have a simple philosophy. We treat every guest like a guest in our own home. That means a stress-free environment where you can be cared for by our knowledgeable service team or find that perfect vehicle. Like the stylish Sentra, now leasing for $299 a month with zero due-it signing. Or 0% up to 60 months and 3 years of free maintenance on the luxurious new Murano. At Willis Nissan, we're here to take care of you and your vehicle.
Welcome to Willis Nissan.
Hi, it's Noel. At Fiskus Jewelers, we're honored by the fact that our customers continue to come back on purpose, and that trust means everything to us. For years, we've been privileged to be a part of life's most meaningful moments, and we never take that responsibility lightly. We proudly offer the largest inventory in Ankeny, cutting-edge custom designs, including free CAD drawings, and a team that takes the time to get it right. Thank you for choosing us year after year. Fiskus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Hi, I'm Tom, owner of Central City Liquors. Our customers love us because we offer a large selection at an affordable price. And to keep costs low for you, we don't splurge on fancy promotions and expensive equipment. This commercial is being shot on a phone taped to a stick. Anyway, we are proud to announce our new rewards program that allows customers to save more the more they buy. Whoop. So don't spend more to pay for fancy commercials. Save at Central City, where we know what's important. I told you we should have used duct tape.
Hi, it's Josh Romick at Willis Lexus, and I want to tell you about our Lexus Spring Sales event we have going on, where you can take advantage of $150 off 4 tires or $75 off a set of 2 tires. Give us a call to schedule or visit us online at willislexus.com.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Welcome back to the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. Happy Thursday, everybody. Starting my day off with some protein from Core Power. 26 grams of that chocolate protein with Fairlife milk, Fairlife protein. You can get this from Atlantic Coca-Cola Bottling, wherever you do your shopping. Go to Casey's, Quick Star, Quick Trip. Walk in and say, I need the 26 grams, or you can get that mega protein boost at 42 grams. And we're talking protein. When we're talking grams, we're talking protein.
Yeah, right. As opposed to the last conversation. The 42 grams of protein, Trav, is almost like half of your daily recommended intake. So, man, you throw one of those Core Powers down you're off to a great start in the morning. I love using them as the creamer in my coffee.
You know, we talk about relationships on the show a lot. You can tell we have a relationship with Brian Duex. We were talking to Tanner earlier in the show from Liberty Lawn, and we started making relationships there with people who may be able to have shared services. We had John Higgins on the show yesterday, and if you didn't see the John Higgins interview, I highly recommend you go back and watch it. Whether you like Higgins or not, there's some really good information about the NCAA tournament and his views of the officiating of the NCAA tournament.
It's honest insight, Travis. I mean, we have access to a guy that's truly behind the scenes with something that we talk about a lot, which is officials. And he gets to be honest. You're not going to like the things he says, but at least you're going to have the truth.
But relationships. So I met Aaron Valitzko back in Phoenix through John Higgins. I was there recording some podcast, and Aaron happened to be one of my guests on or Make the Right Calls podcast. And I didn't know who he was or who his daughter was at the time. And he just sat down and he went, "Hey, go Hawks." I'm like, "Whoa, hold on." And then I got the whole rundown and find out it's McKenna Woliczko's dad. And he joins us now. He's a traveling man. He was in Phoenix for the McDonald's All-American game. Now he's, I believe, in Indianapolis for the Final Four. Aaron, thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. Yes, live at the Final Four in Indianapolis, which California time is 5:30. So, luckily I adjusted, as I flew last night. So I went to bed at a decent hour here in Indianapolis last night. But yeah, it's early for me. So yes, I have a little bit of the coffee, not the protein, but a little bit of coffee and Gatorade.
Well, we thank you so much for adjusting for us, sir. Thank you.
You're the associate commissioner for basketball for the West Coast Conference. I hope we weren't freaking you out a little bit on that last conversation. I'm sitting there watching you going, oh, he's
not thinking that you could even Google like how much that's worth. You know what I mean? Like
when you don't care about your internet search history, it's
I wouldn't even have thought of that. They're going to use that against you one of these days.
It's a long ways down the line of stuff they're going to use against me, Aaron. Unfortunately.
So, McKenna was on the show, I think, back around Thanksgiving time, and I want to thank you for helping us get that set up. And it's still one of our most watched interviews that we've ever done here on the Rush Radio Show. A lot of people and I were excited about her coming. But we got into a conversation a couple weeks ago about, NIL, because NIL dominates the conversations. And we were talking about it from a parent's perspective. And I thought, well, I know somebody who can talk about this. So when it comes to NIL, and you work at a conference level, so you see it on a number of different levels. But as a parent, what's that whole experience like when your daughter's being offered thousands, maybe hundreds of thousands of dollars?
Yeah, no, and just to preface everything, one of the things that is kind of my personality, and I think that you guys have picked up on it through the last year, is I was a very old school coach, old school administrator. So it's interesting because as work relates to everything, I was a little more conservative in everything that we did. But as McKenna grew into where she's at today, I just wanted to put her in the best opportunity. And understanding the changing landscape of college athletics, it was one of those things that, we ended up getting her an agent her junior year in high school because this process was going through really fast. Obviously it was changing. There was different rules from, her junior year, and then June 30th, there was different rules this year. And, like I said, I work in the business. So luckily I had those connections to be able to just literally call the guys at NCAA enforcement and say, hey, is this going to work, or what's going on here? And just pick their brain. So I was very, very fortunate of that. But as a dad, you put McKenna in. The other aspect too is her agents. I've known one of her agents, the basketball talent acquisition, Jackie Jamelis, who former WNBA player, played overseas. I knew her dad. Her dad played in Greece. Her mom actually looked out for me when I was working in the paint shop at University of the Pacific in the summers. And then she was working in dining services when I was going to college. So that's where she took care of me, gave me a little extra bacon for breakfast. But I knew I had that relationship for 30 years. And Jackie had been working with Nike for about 5 years, and then slid over to the agency side and was working with Disrupt the Game. It's a women's agency for women by women. It's a boutique agency, only have about 28, I think, clients right now, and working with Allison Gaylor. And Allison is, if you know, Lon Rosen's niece. So Magic Johnson's agent, his niece. And so she grew up in it. There's pictures. She knows Magic is Irving. Let's just say that. you know what I mean? So
Uncle Irving.
Yeah, seriously. And so we had some great relationships that you guys were talking about relationships before I got on. And that's really what it was, having some of that background. And so they helped us guide McKenna the appropriate way. So before she had her ACL injury, we were already working with Disrupt the Game. The ACL injury added a whole nother layer because, everybody in basketball, it's all about the shoes, right? So McKenna the other day wearing Caitlin Clark's, being the second athlete behind Caitlin to wear Caitlin's Rookie of the Year shoe. It's all about shoes in basketball. basketball, sneakerheads, everybody knows what I'm talking about if they know basketball. And, one of the things that you're going for eventually is how it lines up with a shoe company. So Adidas or Nike or Jordan, excuse me, New Balance being a big player now, Puma being another one. But, and McKenna's ACL injury actually kind of hijacked some of the opportunities that she was going to have earlier in her career, because some of the high school kids are actually have deals with shoe companies. But what I bring that up because I want to differentiate what NIL is. And NIL from the school is one thing. So you're getting paid by the school. It's just you're an independent contractor of the school. And that's what the agreement is. Now there's more to the agreement, like Travis and I talked about the other day. And then there's what NIL probably was from the outset. And that's where you're getting sponsorship advertising, stuff like that. Like, maybe McKenna's working for McGrath Automotive in Cedar Rapids or something along those lines, and, receiving some kind of compensation, and so that's kind of true NIL. So that I've gone into way too much, but that's just the beginning of everything that we have to talk about.
Travis, can I?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. What an awesome advantage you had, Aaron, to know those people and have all those connections and be able to kind of navigate some of that stuff from behind the scenes. First of all, what advice would you give to parents who are walking into this completely blind?
Well, and we're seeing it. You look at what's going on at Iowa State women's basketball. You look at what's going on internally with Iowa women's basketball. And I would say, just like a doctor, get a second opinion. Like, honestly, like that would be my first and foremost thing, because what a lot of these young people are doing is they're listening to someone who has a financial advantage if that person leaves.
That's what we were wondering.
Or, because that's kind of the topic
now, can I ask
right
Aaron,
now, but absolutely.
Does an agent have a financial advantage for their client to constantly be searching for that highest dollar value? Are some of these agents truly getting like 10% of total take?
So it's not necessarily a new deal, but it leverages a new deal. So like McKenna's agreement is a 1-year deal. Quite honestly, like I'm going to be transparent. Like we were like, hey, is there a 4-year deal out there? You know what I mean? Like we're that type of family. We want to do what we can for McKenna, help her, and then just barring worst possible scenario, we didn't want her to worry about this. Like she wants to worry about basketball.
Yeah.
Like she doesn't want to worry about business. Like that's why she hired an agent or agents. And so from that perspective of an agent, if they can even incrementally get the deal better by shopping every year, that's what's going on here. And just because you're shopping, you got to understand the agent is window shopping. And so they're playing, Don Staley against Jan Jensen, and then Lindsay Gottlieb jumps in, and then it's kind of one of those things. I would say get a second opinion. Now, don't get me wrong; a lot of these young people are locked into an agreement with their agent, but that agent, and like I said, I'm an old school administrator, so I have a little bit of reservation with some of the folks that are out there. As what I would call bad actors.
Yeah, you've seen them nefarious. Travis, can I ask real quick, why wouldn't these schools, if you're a parent, it would seem to me like the schools would want to sign these long-term contracts, and the athlete parent agent would be the ones going, well, let us negotiate every year.
And that's the thing, is that like we're taking counsel from McKenna's agents, let's be honest. And so I think that as negotiations occurred with Disrupt the Game and Iowa as the example, I think it was, hey, we're working on a 1-year deal. we'll see where McKenna ends up next year. Like maybe she's not as good as people think, or maybe she's much better. And, there's a bigger chip to throw in the game.
Are there? Travis, I'm sorry. I don't want to hijack
you just freaked a lot of Iowa fans out when you said, let's see where McKenna is next year, because they just see Addie Deal leave and they're like, well, does that mean she's going to leave? I guess I have a two-part question because you're talking about agents, because people are asking in our chat and on a range, if you want to give what McKenna's agents get, they want to know what percentage an agent takes, and two, when you hear somebody commit, they just assume that school offered the most money, so they took the best deal. Did Iowa give the best deal?
No, we left money on the table. I'm going to be, like I said, I'm going to be transparent. We left money on the table to go to Iowa, because that was where my daughter wanted to go. That's where culture fit McKenna. And so, like, the negotiating situation for us, like, quite honestly, like, we were more worried about tax implications from 2026 to 2027. So we wanted specific dates that payments occurred, being paid quarterly.
So smart.
And so we wanted a certain amount before the calendar year turned, so that, because assuming that she's going to get more deals once she gets to Iowa, she's probably going to earn more money in 2027. So that was our tax consultant recommendation. The agent fees, excuse me, the agent fees really depend on what is being negotiated. So, and we negotiated, because I have a relationship with McKenna's agents, we negotiated different percentages than what everybody else, like the standard boilerplate. Like, no, I wasn't walking into the standard boilerplate. Like, I mean, like I said, I know enough that's going on. I could have done this myself, but I don't want to. And they have the better relationships with products. So that's where they're earning more of a percentage, is if they get deals, if they get the shoe deal, they're going to get a larger percentage of that. If they get McKenna in television, in a movie, in a TV show, they get an extreme percentage of that, because that's kind of, right now, that's the long shot. And so they're getting like 30 to 40%. If she ended up in a movie, like, how about that? Like,
but Aaron, that's outside of your area of expertise.
100%.
Yeah,
and that's what we're paying. That's what we're paying for. Yeah. And then you go back down, and that's, I'm saying 30 to 40%, because that's like the extreme. Like, that is something that if McKenna ended up in Teen Beach Movie 4, that's like, hey, that's their connection. But from a product standpoint, you're looking more between probably 15 to 25%, and then the negotiation with the school is more between 10 and 20%. Quite honestly, and that's the kind of the going rate. I would say of all of those numbers, we're on the lower end because of the relationships that we were able to work with.
I really like that. And by the way, agent percentages are always negotiable.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is negotiable.
100%.
Yep.
Very smart
of you, Aaron. Very smart.
You mentioned what you write into a contract, because this has come up, and I'll bring up Addie Deal. Playing time was supposedly a factor. Can you write in playing time to a contract?
You can write anything you want into a playing time, and I'm not speaking for Iowa. I'm not speaking for Addie, and we love the family. We love the deals. I'm speaking from experience of McKenna, and then also the people that I know personally that have been going through this. And let's just say a lot more on the men's side, because that's my background. But you can get playing time written into your contract, and I know that has occurred. And don't get me wrong, the NBA contracts have that written in. If you do not play 20 minutes, as an example, in a game, then after the game, you have to do X amount of conditioning. You got to be in the pool. You got to ride a bike for X amount of time. That's written into the contract. So it's nothing new, but it's just a different twist. And so I would say that from my knowledge on the men's side, there's a lot more of that going on where, a player may go to a certain school that, may not be as highly profiled as everybody else. And they're like, oh, well, I'm going to make sure I get 33 minutes a game. Like that's going on. Like, so we as a family, once again, old school administrator, and my daughter's an old soul. We wanted to attend a school where that was not going on, because playing time is earned, not given. And so if you're doing that with us, who else are you doing that with? And we are not wanting a head coach to worry about playing time in the middle of the game when they should be worrying about winning time.
Aaron, I'm really glad you came on with us. You might be attributing that last thing to something else. I see that as you and your wife are both athletes, right?
Yeah.
Man, that's, as an athlete, you got to earn it. You can't use your success in high school to demand something at the college level.
I'll just say this. I wrote a tweet last night that, because there's so much going on, and yes, we pay attention, McKenna, a lot less, but me and my wife and my father-in-law, we read a lot of stuff on there. And I wrote a tweet and I deleted it last night because it had this topic going on, because there's so much question out there. And it literally was, hey, let's be crystal clear. My daughter's going to a certain institution because this is not promised. You earn it as players, as a former coach. Like, I don't want to walk into a situation where, something is promised. And to me, like I said, who else has it been promised to? And the coach is not worried about playing the right players. So to speak. So, I mean, and that's coming off the McDonald's All-American. There was, not just a little of that. I think there was a lot of that. I feel really, really bad for the WWE people that are competitors, the wrestlers that are told that they have to lose all the time, or they are told that they have to do certain things, or the Washington Generals, the old team that had to play the Harlem Globetrotters. Like, let's just be honest. Like, once again, being transparent. That was the McDonald's All-American. There was certain people that were a little more hyped, and my daughter's just doesn't translate to that. She translates to winning, and I think we saw that in the game rather than than some of the other stuff. I mean, it's so funny because there's people, and you see it, like Chad Greenway's daughter, Madden. She took two charges. Like, how about that? That's winning basketball. And then McKenna's out there locking up the supposed number one player in the country. Like, our kids are doing things that don't go on in an all-star game, but it goes on in winning.
Man. So Travis and I, for guys that cover college sports, recruiting is something that Travis and I intentionally stay away from, because we've seen way too many times where McDonald's All-American doesn't have what it takes to be that Division I dynamo that you're hoping they are. And this is shocking to know that some of these NIL deals are locking in or asking for or demanding playing time.
Yeah, and that's going on. And I'm not saying that certain girls are or are not doing it that we were with last weekend. I know on the men's side of people that I'm friends with, that their kids or people that they represent or coaches, they're going through this,
Wow.
and look at some of these coaches that have left college coaching the last couple of years in football and basketball, like they're probably a little more like I was as an old school administrator. And they're like, you know what, there's just too much going on. I don't necessarily want to deal with this. I just want to coach ball. And that's, where a lot of these people, these former coaches are going. And even some of the ones that are still sticking in. I mean, you talk about Bill Self as an example down at Kansas. And I mean, there was a whole bunch of stuff the last, week about whether or not he was going to return. And I would say that he's Bill will adjust to what is going on, but I would say that, it's wearing, it's taxing a lot of these coaches.
We do have some sports fans and some passionate ones that listen to the show, and they're fascinated by NIL and all this. But they do want to ask this. Tyler, who's our resident UNI fan, how about a WCC MVC basketball challenge? Can we make that happen?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Excuse me. Since I've been here the last 12 years, we've been talking to a number of different conferences. It just doesn't always work out, or it's not as promoted as you might think. Yeah. So behind the scenes, yes, there actually has been a Missouri Valley WCC challenge. It was a loosely affiliated agreement, because basically where we ended up is myself and Jeff Jackson, the commissioner of the Missouri Valley, we worked through some situations where basically you'd get a home and road, and we kind of help negotiate the agreements, but it wasn't like sponsored by Coca-Cola. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it just was more to get games for our out of the region for our schools. Now, is the promotion aspect part of it? Yes. And I think that, right now we've been talking to a number of different conferences, and television is a huge aspect of that. And without going into too much detail, most contracts within the television agreement, you cannot, if the game is played in one of your home states, wherever one of your school resides, if it's in one of those home states, it defaults to your television contract. So what you would have to do is, as an example, we would go to Vegas for the WCC, or we'd go to the Pentagon in South Dakota, and have to play, because then our schools can actually get money through the promoter from television. Okay. Otherwise, it defaults on the conference agreement, and then it counts as one of our games.
So because I was going to say, boy, you didn't mention travel costs in any of that. I would have thought the first thing you'd have said is Missouri Valley Conference. You know how much it's going to cost us to travel over there and play those games?
And there's a lot of that. All of our schools are built differently, most of them being religious private schools. And, some are leaning into men's basketball as an example. Look at St. Mary's. That's really promoting the college experience. And you get a student section that is Midwest rival, so to speak. And, in Gonzaga for us the last, X amount of years. But, there's some situations there where travel costs come into it. So if you're going further east, then you're paying more. But also the Missouri Valley folks, if they're coming west, just think about coming to California and the sticker shock of playing Loyola Marymount and trying to, rent a room on Marina Del Rey, hotel down there. Like they're going to go, wait. Yeah, we wait. How much? Can we rent it by the hour? Going to your last guest.
Yeah, exactly. I'll do some Google searching for you, Aaron. I'll find those.
So you mentioned sticker shock, and we're gonna have to let you go here pretty soon. But you've embraced Iowa. You've put yourself out there in Iowa gear. McKenna's doing a lot for the Children's Hospital and stuff already. Is she going to become an Iowa resident so she doesn't have to pay those California taxes with these checks?
100%. I mean, that's the thing is there's like she's actually ahead of the game, because our family has wished, how about that we could afford a cabin in Lake Tahoe for years. And we stay on the Northern California side, which means California taxes, right? So she asked maybe about a year ago, when she was realizing, how this is going on, is like, Dad, someday what I'd like to do is, get a cabin for the family in Tahoe. But I'm thinking now it's going to be on the Nevada side. So yes, she is thinking that way. She, as much as she doesn't want to deal with business, she kind of has it in the back of her head, and like, okay, like put this in my savings account rather than a checking account, so.
And once she moves to Iowa, maybe you guys will find a place at sundown or something like that. Okoboji's beautiful this time of year.
Yeah, I keep asking the question, which lake, because if you look at Lake Tahoe, man, that water's clear, and it's not muddy water.
Oh, you want clean water? We ain't the state for you.
Yeah, we ain't the state for clean water.
You know, I was in Montana for a while, in Butte, Montana, and there wasn't very clean water in the pit, the Berkeley pit. Google that. But those rivers, man, those were beautiful. So I'm expecting the same in Iowa a little bit. How about that?
If you want water you can't drink but can light on fire, we're the place for you.
Well, Butte, America. You just like Bob Green, the former football coach at Montana Tech, used to say, where the water where you can drink and eat at the same time.
That's good. I love it.
Hey,
I love it.
I've got so much more. I really do, because I'd like to, when we have more time, I'd like to talk to you about a conversation we had with Coach Bill Fennelly from Iowa State right before the NCAA tournament, when he told us that basically he'd been spending more time that week on the phone with agents than preparing for his NCAA tournament. And I that was my first moment of like, uh-oh, we're in a bad spot. And some of the things you've said today have just reiterated that for me.
Yeah. Well, and some of it too, just real quick, is I was talking, when I was having dinner last night, I was talking to a coaching staff that are friends that they made the tournament for the first time in a long time on the men's side. And they're completely poached. They basically said their entire roster, because they ended up in the NCAA tournament, is gone. And so any help I can bring, that's basically where the conversation went. Wow. So think about Northern Iowa. If UNI, makes a deep run in March, like, they're plucked. If Drake makes a deep run in March, they're
We've seen it.
But we're seeing it on the women's side with Iowa State women as well.
Aaron, this is fascinating stuff. We really, really appreciate this. Thank you so much.
I like you on Eastern time, because if it's on the West Coast, you're like, we got to record it. And I'm like, we got to push it. He goes, I'll be on the East Coast. I'm like, we can go live. The live is a lot more fun. So
it was still brutal for him. He still had to set an alarm.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I'll just go to bed early. I'm actually having dinner with John Higgins tonight. So,
way.
Oh yeah, I'm going to yell at him, because I don't know if you guys watched the NCAA tournament with Kentucky and Santa Clara. I'm going to still yell at them about those officials, even though they weren't necessarily our guys, but they didn't grant that timeout at the end after they hit the game winner. But then Kentucky hits the half court shot, and you just knew that Santa Clara was going to lose in overtime. Like, I hate to say it, like, you go from such a high to such a low. So yeah, John is like, I'm gonna get you tonight, John, if you're listening.
He was in the studio. He was sitting right here yesterday. So he went to the dentist, and I know he's just giving him a hard time about his tooth.
I'm going to give him a root canal tonight.
Hey, by the way, what is that ring?
This one. NCAA tournament ring. So basically, when I was coaching and as a player, so I was fortunate enough that I have 6 of these now, and Big West champions, was able to do that, 4 as a coach, 2 as a player. So, but I also played with the #1 draft pick. So let's just say that I was around some really good players. I did protect them. That was my role. I know my role.
Good stuff, Aaron. Thank you so much for your time. I hope we can do it again, and have fun in Indianapolis.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Talk to you soon, sir.
Aaron Valitzko joining us on the Rush Radio Show.
Trav, thank you so much for setting that up. That was such good insight, dude.
We're going to hear from Aaron more.
What an awesome perspective, and it sounds like he understands what a truly fortunate position that they are in, to have all the information that they had going into a really scary, weird world. That was awesome. Thank you.
It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. We'll see you tomorrow, everybody.
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City. We can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City. All this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
Hi, Noel from Fiskus Jewelers. Thinking about popping the question? Take their breath away with a diamond you can trust. Rare and forever natural diamonds. Thoughtfully selected and pre-screened using advanced technology. If you don't see exactly what you're looking for, we'll custom design it together. Our experienced team is here to help you create something truly meaningful. And let's not forget about the guys. We proudly offer the largest selection of men's wedding bands around. Fiskus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
What's wrong?
I hit a gnarly pothole on the way in. My steering feels off, harsh ride, nasty business.
Hitting a pothole can wreak havoc on your suspension.
Did you know for the month of March, if you bring your vehicle to Willis Cadillac, we'll give you 20% off a tire rotation, balance, and alignment.
What? Yeah, I know, James. We both work here.
We sure do, buddy.
And you can schedule online at williscadillac.com.
I know. What's going on?
Great savings. That's what's going on for me and you.
With the Iowa Lottery's new Millionaire for Life game, you could win $1 million a year for life. That could make you a My Dream Job is No Job millionaire. A front row tickets to every show millionaire. A hire a personal glam squad for you and your bestie millionaire.
Yep, a little further.
Or just to never run out of your favorite pickles millionaire. With Millionaire for Life from the Iowa Lottery,
And these.
you can change your life for life. Play today.
Keep your edge with Body Armor Sports Drink. Bold flavors, electrolytes, and hydration that goes the distance. Grab Body Armor before the grind, during the game, and after the win. Body Armor Sports Drink. Hydration that's real and better for you. Pick up Body Armor Sports Drink on your next grocery store run or convenience store trip.
Back to the Rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.